had a few comments on the channel and on the Facebook group and Instagram and things like that, saying we should now call the channel Transporter Boys and not Caddy Boys, and I just wanted to explain why that isn't the case. Back in the late 80s and 90s, we used to holiday in Newquay every year. And that was where the desire to one day own a VW camper was born. I remember seeing the old T2s and T3s, or T25s, whichever you want to call them, and hearing their air-cooled engine sounds as they buzzed around the lap of Newquay Centre. Surfboards on the roof and flower power paint jobs. It was just something that always stood out to me. And I had to remember thinking that these are the coolest people I've ever seen. After we bought the Caddy, it definitely inspired me to eventually one day buy a full camper. The Caddy's been so good to me and Alison over the years and taken us all over the place. We visited Newquay and even managed to do the NC 500 in the Caddy, which is actually proof you can do that in a low Caddy. You just have to take a little bit of care on some of the roads. Alison and I do share a love for adventure. From the motorbike trips camping out in Wales to visiting the Black Forest in Germany. We like to be out and about and on an adventure, and the Caddy enabled that. The T6 just gives us a bit more space and allows us to visit places where we don't have to worry about how low the Caddy is.
Oh.
That was bad. And it gives us a few more options in winter. So the Caddy will be back on the channel. It's just currently off the road at the minute because the VSR is a bit faulty, which is stopping us from using the diesel heater. Now, I've camped in that Caddy at 0 degrees at Man Van Tribe, and that was not fun, let me tell you. And I definitely don't fancy camping in the Caddy with any temperature that starts with a minus. I am far too soft for that. So this is where we end up today, back in the video and using the T6 for the reason we bought it, to be able to go on adventures and regardless of the weather. And in conclusion, that is why we bought a transporter. Just one more notice, we do actually have a new social calendar out. This is available to see on Instagram and Facebook currently, and outlines all the dates for meets and camps we have got up until June. And this is one of the main reasons why we bought a camper van. It is January, it is a week before payday, no one's got any money. What else can you possibly do at this time of year? The options were sit at home, have a takeaway, watch some films that we've probably already watched, or drive up to Tan Hill, have a meal and sleep in the van. What would you do if you had those options? We've made our choice. It's busy up here, it's dark. On the way up, we actually, probably for the first time, used the Auxbeam Lights out in the sticks, didn't we?
We did.
And they were brilliant. They really did light up the night. But now we've got a bit of a walk back to the Tanner Hill pub.
With no coats.
Oh my God, did you not bring a coat?
I've got my life jacket.
Oh my God. Let's go and have a walk down to the pub, synonymous with orcs and warlords. Or warlords? No, warlords, that's something totally different. Orcs and warlocks. Alison setting the bed up, and it's easier than the Caddy. It is, but still I've got to get out while she does it. And then if I can show you the view, I will try my best. But I've not brought my light with me. There's Tan Hill in the distance over there, and then this is just moorland. And in pretty much every single lay-by, there's a van just parked there, pretty much all the way up. I didn't think it'd be this busy because my plan was January, no one's got any money, we'll just go to Tan Hill because it'll be dead. And like all my plans, the world conspired against it. Bed's made up, everything's out ready for tomorrow. And why we've come up here as well, another offshoot to this, is tomorrow we're meeting up with Van Docks and Sean, Axis, and the Campers and Caffeine lads, and planning our next few meets, so watch out for those. Turn that light out. The one that says light on it, yep. What? I wasn't being funny.
Was you not?
No.
No.
I wasn't. We've messed up. I didn't book a table.
No.
Which was my fault.
Absolutely wrong.
I thought you could just rock up here. So I'm going to send Alison to the chippy in about 10 minutes. It's pretty snowy outside. You can just put those on there.
On foot.
I've got some little sticks in the van, and you just go and get me some chippies, and I'll wait here and carry on drinking the drinks.
Oh really?
The menu is so good. Last time I came, I had the Tan Hill pie there, which was banging, and I still have dreams about it now. And I just spoke to the woman and she said, you should have booked because we rammed.
In January.
I know. I thought we was doing this because everyone would be skint and no one would be here.
We're going to be on crispy tea.
I know, with crisps and a twirl. We managed to get ourselves some food. The staff here are lovely. And this lady come over to us and she was like, are you struggling for a table? And we said, yeah. She said, come here. She got us onto table 1 and then took our order and then went and ran it round the bar dead quick. So we actually got it in before the food stopped, which is at 8:45. And I've gone for the Tan Hill pie again, which last time was absolutely banging. And if I give you a little insight into this, ready for this, when I cut it, it's like Eston Blumenthal. Look at that. It's stuffed. Oh my days. And Alison's gone for the nacho cheese. So yeah, we've got something to eat, so we're not going to starve tonight, thankfully. It was going to be a really bad date night when we don't get anything to eat, wasn't it? That was going to be shocking. It's not a good date night. I would not be a very popular husband with Alison. Right, I'm going to Scrangelina Jolie this down my neck now. Look, someone's brave enough to have come in the Caddy. Can you hear that?
Oh, these
It's like a quartet of diesel eaters, isn't it? You just hear, oh, diesel eaters.
Jet engines.
Diesel eaters. That crafter is actually banging. He needs to come to a crafter boys meet. Just hear all the diesel eaters like, oh, there's frost on the grass. Oh my God, there's frost on the front of the vans. They're in a pop top. We could have probably moved the van if I'd not had a beer. We could have moved the van closer. But I'm not going to risk. Not going to risk it after 3 pints. He's here in a roof tent. How could you even be in a roof tent in this? Oh, Jesus. I'm shivering, right. We're going to run back to the van because it is well cold. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
That's her happy now. Obviously, she can't enjoy a pint of Birra Moretti. She can't enjoy a pint of Dark Skies IPA stout stuff. She can't enjoy none of that. But what she can enjoy is a bit of sweet potato wrapped in bacon. You've got that face of the face of a person who's enjoying a urination. And that is the latest review on the Trillino by Alison. Thank you for watching. Probably a lot more people watched that review of your wee face than they did of my review on it, because, you know, Alison's wee face is probably a lot nicer than any of faces that I could possibly pull.
Hello.
Right. I'm getting undressed and in bed because we need to be up tomorrow to go and meet the Crafter Boys and Campers and Caffeine to start arranging this year's meets. Alison was rather drunk last night and threw crisps pretty much everywhere, didn't you?
I'm always drunk. Like,
yeah, that is true, but the
viewers probably think I've got an issue.
But you threw crisps at me and said, you sort them out. And then, but you didn't just throw them at me, you tipped them back so they all fell out on me. So I've got like a crusty chest this morning, which I'm not going doctors with. But this is what we've woken up to. Did go cold last night and we had the heater on pretty much all night. I have worked out how to just keep it on like on a slow burn, a slow boil, but this is the morning. This is what you get coming up to England's highest pub in January. Thinking that we were going to make a cheap night out because it's January and it's a week before payday, and we ended up spending a fortune. But look at this. How foggy is that? I've not even checked anything around the van yet. It's not snowed, obviously, but it's well foggy out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, are you knocking up a full English?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got it in you?
Mm-hmm.
We nearly didn't eat yesterday in that pub. And when the food came, to be honest with you, if you've never ate at Tan Hill, the food is banging. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but I say it's value for money. Don't you think it's value for money?
The size of the meals, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's not
Even
cheap.
the nachos I had.
But
Massive.
you wouldn't call it cheap, but you call it value for money. A round of beers, I think a large white wine and a dark ale stout thing was £14.55. So look, you're not coming up here to save money, but it's a lovely setting. And the van, it was rammed with vans, wasn't it? Absolutely rammed. Oh my God, it is freezing up here. Look at the van. It's just like proper frosty on that side. It's like we've had a snowdrift coming over there. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what temperature it is. Thermometer's not on. Wow. That is cold. Pretty much everyone's gone from what I can see. There was a van behind us. It looks like they're about to set off now. Come on! Come on! The dog's loving it. Can't even keep my hands out of my... I've not brought any gloves with it. Oh, I think I have got some gloves actually. Wow. Come on! Come on! Do you want to get back in? Come on. Come on. In you get. Gone for an EcoFlow brew again. I'm going to run this full van on electric. That is it. I think that is the way to go with this one. I just need the bigger EcoFlow. It's so much easier just plugging it in and setting the kettle off rather than boiling gas. The other thing is, when last week I came on my own to do the meat, I was like up, dressed, brew on the go, and I was done in seconds. Like I was up and ready to go breakfast, and now I'm just sat here waiting for what seems like an eternity. We have got it easy, us men. We just put like a bit of deodorant on, socks and grundies, and we're away, aren't we? And Alison's there pissing about.
No, that's because no one deserves to have to witness.
Witness the fitness.
No.
And also bringing Alison, she makes my brew here, but I make the brews at home.
You do make the brews at home.
So it's like me having a holiday, me coming in the van and having a holiday from being the backbone of the household.
Right, yeah.
See if she's got the shakes when she's pouring that milk out.
Shakes?
Yeah. Are you joking? You were absolutely Deirdre Barlow last night.
I was all right up until leaving the pub because we'd stayed in that hot pub. The fresh air hit us, well, hit me, with force.
Alison, I've got drunken footage of you using the Trolino, and it was like he was on one of those. You've seen those videos of the ships on the big waves on YouTube, and they're just like that. It was like she was on the Trolino on one of those ships, just up and down on the massive 80-foot waves. Never seen anything like it. Like that.
That's probably why I hurt my back, didn't it? I assume.
I thought, what on earth are you on here? I'll have a large white wine, please. I'll have a large white wine.
I didn't think it was as low as it was.
3 large white wines?
Remember when I went to sit on it, like, I carried on falling and then hit my back. What I can only assume was the fridge.
3 large white wines in, and she's on the HMS Titanic. Expertly done that, love. Like, it is easier than in the Caddy. It really is.
I miss the Caddy.
I do miss the Caddy. The Caddy is getting this year because, like, I've alluded to earlier in this video, a few people have said like it should be the Transporter Boys and where's the Caddy. But the Caddy's off the road because of the VRS and we can't use it, especially, I mean, looking at these temperatures that it dropped to here, definitely couldn't have come in the Caddy. But not only that, it does need some looking after. It does need a bit of a tightening up, and obviously a lot of money has gone on the Transporter and the Caddy has been slightly neglected in terms of money spent on it. It's had all the things that it needs, like it's just had new brakes and discs, and it had a cam belt about 6 months ago with that, and water pump and wheel bearings, and it's had all the things, the consumables that you're supposed to do, but it's not had any, how do you say, like a pimping kind of money spent on it. So that is it. In fact, I'm probably going to do a full series on that, because I'm going to rip out the back of the Caddy and start again. Now we've got the Transporter, it doesn't need to be used as a camper as much. It just as a camper for me. So I'm going to have a rethink on that. So the Caddy's going nowhere. It is going to stay on this channel. It just needs a bit of a pimp up. I'm going to film you weeing. Watch a woman wee. People would watch that, 100%. Yeah. It's like...
There's only fans, isn't it?
Yeah, like people sipping
missing a trick, me.
Women's bath water. Making a bed out of your body warmer. Trying to bury something. So that is why we bought a Transporter and converted it into a camper van, to allow us to do things like this when, I would say, it's when money's a bit tight. But to be fair, we did spend a fortune last night in Tannehill, didn't we? Because we got a bit carried away. But it does give you that freedom to, if you really wanted to, you could go and find a park up for the night, take a pot noodle with you, if that floats your boat. I mean, I do like a pot noodle. And experience the countryside and England and the UK in general on a shoestring. Hence why we eventually have moved up to the Transporter. But we've still got the Caddy, and the Caddy will be used once it's sorted and we could camp in cold climates again, or cold temperatures again, because we've camped in the Caddy when it's been cold. When we did Scotland and the diesel heater wasn't working, but it wasn't as cold as it's been. So yeah, if we're talking minuses, we've camped in it in about 4 degrees. We've never done a minus without a diesel heater. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and it's given you some background into why we bought a Transporter, and also maybe helped you if you are contemplating buying a Transporter. And if you have enjoyed it, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Now, I checked the other day and 70% of the people who watch my content aren't subscribed. Now, I don't know if that's average, what people find across YouTube channels, but I thought that's quite a lot. So if you do watch it, please subscribe. It does cost nothing and we would really appreciate it. Take it easy. We'll see you on the next one.